Oh, enter the gungeon again. What a surprise. Hi, welcome back to Random Fact Friday.
Nick has 4,000 games, so wants to play one.
You're damn right. All those other games suck. Like, Furry Shades of Gay 1 and 2? You can't play that shit on YouTube. Unless.
Furry Shades of Gay.
Yeah, it's a... What's the word? It's a furry visual novel / Bejeweled clone that you'll never see me playing online because I have those games hidden.
Your friend's playing a hentai.
Yeah. I don't want my friends seeing me play a hentai game. I would die of embarrassment.
Would you?
Yes.
Would you actually?
I am.
Just how much you spout just nonsense about wanting to like you spout the nonsense of a Rule 34 comment section on a daily basis.
But my temperament is holding hands is very lewd. But yeah, no, I am a man who grew up in a Christian household, and if I think people even know that I'm doing the sex in some way, shape, or form, I die of embarrassment every time.
As a former one of your mates, that is not true.
Oh no. Why do you say that?
1 second.
Okay. This is me.
Sorry, my parent was trying to talk to me about the storm.
It's all good.
Storm!
Sail
I am the storm that is approaching.
We should play Metal Gear Revengeance. That might be a fun game.
Sure.
I don't own it though. Actually, you know what? I've never played a single Metal Gear Solid game.
Well, we should ask which one of our friends knows a lot about it, and then invite them to join us when we play through it.
It's like a stealth game, right?
Sure.
Actually, wait, I have to take it back. I've technically played one. I played one Metal Gear Solid game technically.
Well, you follow.
Are you familiar with a game called Ape Escape?
Pretty sure it's not in Metal Gear.
No, well, you say that, but the third game has Metal Gear clone in it, and I played the hell out of that. You even end up saving a Solid Snake at the end.
Don't think that counts.
No, I mean, maybe, I don't know. I got exploded. You know what really doesn't count, though? Okay, this isn't necessarily a problem for you because you don't you shave your head, but you don't shave your beard. But just the feeling of your hair on your bare face after you shave. It's a weird feeling.
It's a storm that is a protest.
Is it a storm that's smoking weed, though?
Man.
Smoking the dank ganja.
California has a recycling rate of over 1%. Apart from Oregon, no other neighboring states have a return program, leading to thousands of recyclables being illegally brought into California in order to be recycled for profit. It's believed to cost the state over $40 million a year.
I mean, I guess, fuck, live it, like, recycling things to make the planet better. Gotta earn a profit on everything.
Capitalism.
I'm so
We'll all die.
I'm so earth conscious. I reuse my condoms.
You at least wash them.
But then you lose all the flavor.
Clarence Daly, perhaps first person to die of man-made radiation in 1904. Remember when you were saying like, I can't make sure nobody knows that I'm playing a hentai game. But you talk about eating a condom. Anyway, Clarence Daly was the assistant to Thomas Edison on a new X-ray machine. After initial testing, he had to eventually have both of his hands amputated and die from cancer. Edison refused to work with X-rays ever again.
Have they considered that it wasn't because of the X-ray, but because Thomas Edison's vibes were so stank nasty, it just killed the man?
Scientists with the University of Rochester have figured out how to manipulate light and moving at what they think to be negative speeds. Here's the thing. It is currently, I think, the 10-year anniversary of DashCon.
Oh yeah.
So yeah, that went horribly.
You know that the person who did DashCon was a teenager, right? I think at like this. I don't know.
They are not the one who ran. Well, they are the one who ran DashCon. Mm-hmm. They are not the one who set up DashCon.
Yeah, no. Like, she had the idea, and like some adults were like, "Well, let's do this," and then the adults like mismanaged.
Oh, I thought you were referring to the person that the adults like mismanaged everything, and then they end up dumping all of the actual responsibilities on a teenager that they treated like shit.
Oh, I'm not sure. I just know that she's still on Tumblr, and like her favorite things to do is like answer like questions about like DashCon and stuff. Like for example, the reason why there was a ball pit at DashCon is just she liked ball pits, and she wanted one there, so they got a ball pit.
Yeah.
To be fair, I
just remember listening to the Strange Eons one, and when she did a deep door exploration of it, I think Lindsay Ellis did one as well, and the Internet Historian all did like in-depth dives into DashCon. But it was like, there was just this one. There was one girl. I'm not sure if she was a teenager, like or in her very 20s. But yeah, all these adults who were like 30 and like in their 30s or late 20s ended up basically dumping all like managing and setting everything up onto the realms of this young person. They treated like shit to the point of excluding them from group texts on purpose and blocking her on things.
Jesus
and
Christ.
It's like this person is actively trying to run the show, and it's like she's the one who's setting up all the panelists and dealing with all of the employees that you have as doing like footwork for you, like selling badges and stuff,
Mm-hmm.
because the people who are actually officially charged with the thing are doing nothing about it.
Jesus.
Yeah.
There is a timeline where DashCon was successful. You ever think about that?
I think it's a strong, well, I guess if multiverse theory is true, then yes. But I was going to say it's probably strong odds that it's almost never successful.
No, that makes sense. Yeah. Well, okay, so I don't think it's like exactly string theory or whatever, but like, how do I put it? I'm okay. You know that one episode of Futurama where the professor creates a parallel world, and the thing that makes it parallel is that it's all what's the word? It's a world where everything like basically like people decided things on like coin flips and like whatever.
And then everything was the other outcome.
Yeah. I like to think we live in a world. I like to believe in the parallel dimensions theory of just like opposite outcomes, like you know like an action reaction sort of thing. Like if something didn't happen, then the other thing happened, and then that leads in a different direction. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I remember watching a documentary about different interpretations of the universe recently, and how there's one where it's the everything is permanent idea, where it's every action, every thought, every like movement of anything, anyone, any person in the universe is remembered by the universe. And there's a subset school of thought with that, where they said, because the example they show is it's an interesting example, but it was like the transatlantic slave trade, and it was to all of those. So the captains who would throw slaves into the ocean to reduce weight on the ship will never faced any charges or any repercussions for their crimes in life, because no one's around to see it. But because of this, the universe in itself, like the Earth itself, remembers it, and therefore they could be judged based off of the universe's, this world's own memory of it.
Oh.
Of the event happening. There's another subset of that theory, which is sort of like time multiverse theory, because it's like if everything is always remembered by the Earth, then everything is predicted by the Earth, and so everything plays out the exact same way every single time, which is sort of like the anti-multiverse theory, because a lot of the multiverse theory responds around how there's always like variations. I will say that's one thought. I do think that, like many things, it breaks down once you factor in quantum mechanics, because fucking everything breaks down when you try to factor in quantum mechanics. Because I'm trying to think how to phrase this.
I believe it's pronounced coochie mechanic. No, I'm kidding. Sorry.
Well, think of it like this. The Heisenberg uncertainty principle quite literally means if there's a god, they do play dice.
It's kind of the worst game to play as God.
Well, you know what I'm saying, right? because for years, both academics and especially this is an argument especially used in Christian and religious circles about how no, there's no such thing as like evolution, like the random chance of the universe and everything happening, because God is all knowing and all powerful, and God does not play dice. And another thought of this is like in academic circles is that no, the universe has set patterns, set predictions, everything is stable. There's like the grand mathematical equations that you can calculate everything in the known universe. There's no room for chance. God doesn't play dice.
Mm-hmm.
Except when you look at quantum mechanics, it does. Because like the most example that probably we know is both being people who do not study this, and like any viewer like listening to us would probably recognize is like Schrodinger's cat, class example of either the cat is dead or alive, but you do not know for sure until you look, because it's based off how electrons be in a place or not, in like a position, and you can't calculate that until you calculate it, but in itself calculating it changes the variables and changes the outcome, and so it's a chance.
Yeah. Well, also to what's the word? To kind of harp on the thing that I said earlier, it also could also mean that just things like the universe doesn't matter at all, because so like remember how we first met when it was like that science camp thing over the summer? I almost didn't go. Like that was a choice I had to make, because what's the word? Basically, like every class that was there for the summer, was there the last time I did it, because I did it once before. So my mom was like, "Do you still want to go, even though like you kind of have a good idea of what's going to happen?" And I'm like, let me think about it." And like, it's like, well, if it's the same stuff from last year, I might as well not go. But then it's like, well, I could like do the different classes and see like what happens with those. And so, I ended up going to what's the word? I ended up going to the science thing again. Still to the chagrin to the fact that I had to retake one of the classes because they didn't have enough people who wanted to do the other class. So, I don't even remember what the other class was, but originally I was doing that ecosystem and the other class, but then at the end of the day, they didn't have enough people for that other class, so I ended up getting put into what's the word? Sorry, I'm trying to think of the word. I got put into the genetic like bio thing again. So yeah, I guess in the grand scheme of the universe, me meeting you wasn't a case of will we meet or not. It's how long will it take for us for the two of us to meet. Does that make sense?
I mean, possibly. It also depends on like if I got that scholarship to Cali in the first place.
True. Anyway, next random fact. Do you know that all ducks aren't ducks? Chris, tell the good people why that's the case.
Okay.
Yeah, you're missing out on the great cocaine duck.
Quack.
Quack. Next random fact. Did you know that Justin Roiland stole my idea for Rick and Morty? I'm kidding now.
Ba-bam.
Next random fact. Did you know that Rick and Morty is a show made by I'm only half kidding when I say that.
Show made by hacks?
Yeah, a show made by people that don't know what they're talking about, but... What was I gonna say? Watch okay, this is my PSA for everybody who watches this. If you're gonna watch a show that's like sci-fi put into like ridiculous situations, watch Solar Opposites. It's way funnier. The characters are more enjoyable. All that sort of jazz.
Good.
The aliens are gay. Next random fact. Did you know that the Muppet is a combination of a mop and a puppet? Don't Google it.
I remember, oh yeah. Surgeons successfully tested in a human patient a maglev powered titanium heart, like an artificial heart, for the first time earlier this week.
Hell yeah!
Well, no, I was actually back in July, and it was at Texas Medical Center as part of an FDA-approved trial to test the feasibility of such an artificial organ. As it stands, it was the Beaver Corpse heart was developed as being a temporary replacement, as a form of bridging implants to keep patients alive while they wait for a donor. And it worked successfully.
Hell yeah. Little Timmy, you are going to get that heart, but it's going to take a little bit longer, so here's a fake one for now. Bullets. Cocaine in the membrane. Damn it. You have it stuck in my head.
Cocaine in the brain.
Well, actually, the cocaine's in your nose first, so, checkmate. Actually, do you know that there's people that do cocaine rectally? That's fucked up, right?
People drink it.
Oh, yeah, I do definitely know that people drink it. There was a...
1,000 Ways to Die episode.
Yes! Yeah, so the...
Should we do a series where we just, go through 1,000 Ways to Die?
And just talk about them?
Yeah.
I don't know. Maybe.
I also remember there was a lot of parodies of that were just not great. Where it was 1,000 Ways to Lie, and it's this sucks.
So I only remember the 1,000 Ways to Lie episode, and I thought it was what's the word? Like an April Fool's Day episode or something.
Fair enough.
You know, a show that I most certainly should not have been watching in middle school was Mansers.
Mansers was bad.
Mansers was really bad. Wait. What's the word? Every time it would come on, it would be like, here's a hard-hitting question men ask, like, are wondering, like, what's a good old, what's
Do boobs float?
What's the legal alternative to weed? And then it gives a list of things that you should most certainly not be smoking in any capacity.
Can you take a shit so bad it kills you?
I mean, probably. They said that you could get high off a nutmeg, which I don't think you can.
Oh, you most certainly can. It was one of the most addictive substances.
Damn, now I see most Christmas cookies in a whole different light. I feel like that's also the first time I ever heard of ayahuasca.
Ayahuasca.
Yeah. That shit knocks you on your ass. Cocaine. I hate you. I hate you and that cocaine.
When you're down, you're like cocaine.
Did you know that David Bowie did things? What are those things that he did, Chris?
Be David Bowie.
Hell yeah.
And also Jesus Christ Superstar.
Was he in Jesus Christ Superstar?
Yes, I actually believe he did more than...
Okay, I have a question. What is Jesus Christ Superstar about?
Okay, 1 second. I'm going to say some facts. This thing.
Alright.
1 second.
Our last big fact can be talking about Jesus Christ Superstar. Because I know it's a Broadway show.
Paul Rudd and Jeffrey Dean Morgan purchased an upstate New York candy shop after the original owner passed away, as they were both friends with the proprietor and wanted to keep his legacy alive.
Just like Willy Wonka.
That's not the plot of Willy Wonka.
Just like... Oh, of course, just like the plot of Wonka.
Jesus Christ Superstar. So it's a musical.
Yes. Yeah, Wonka wondered why people didn't buy his peach candy that tasted like cum, but we all know why people didn't buy that. Wait, was it Timothy Chalamet that came out of peach? I forget.
So, Jesus Christ Superstar is a sung-through rock opera with music by Andrew Lloyd Webber and lyrics by Tim Rice. It is loosely based off the gospel accounts of the Passion, and the work interprets psychology, Jesus, and the characters, much of the plot being centered on Judas, who is dissatisfied with the direction of which Jesus is steering his disciples. Temporary attitudes, sensibilities, and slang pervade the rock opera's lyrics, and ironic allusions to modern life are scattered through the depiction of events. Stage film productions accordingly contain intentional anachronisms. This was able to get backing for his stage production. Bose released a concept album, which led to show's Broadway on-stage debut in 1971. By 1980, the musical grossed more than $237 million worldwide. During over 8 years in London, from 1972 to 1980, it held the record for the longest-running West End musical before it was overtaken by Cats.
Another thing by Andrew Lloyd Webber.
The film adaptation, Jesus Christ Superstar, was released in 1973. The film, directed by Nolan Judson, was shot in Israel and other Middle Eastern locations. Ted Neely, Carl Anderson, and Yulvan Eilman reached nominated for Golden Globe Award for the portrayals of Jesus, Judas, and Mary Magdalene, respectively. Bob Bigham, which played Caiaphas, and Barry Dennen, which played Pilate, also revised the rules. A new song called When We Are Decided, phrased as dialogue between Caiaphas and Ninus, was written for the adaptation. A second adaptation was filmed in 1999, released to the world video in 2000 2001. It starred Glenn Carter as Jesus, Jerome Redden as Judas, Renee Castle as Mary Magdalene, Rick Mayall as Harold. It was directed by Gail Edwards and Nick Morris. In the US, it was released in VHS and DVD on March 2001, and then again PBS's Great Performances series. It won the International Emmy Award. The style of the film was more like a stage version, location-based 1973 adaptation. There was also a TV series called Jesus Christ Superstar Live in Concert, where a live concert was performed several nights and then filmed. There is also Jesus Christ Superstar album.
Oh yeah. So you're gonna get mad at me when I say this. So Jesus Christ Superstar is kind of like Rent then, because Rent was based off of what's the word? Rent was based off of another. I can't remember what the name of the play is, but it was based off of that play. Like how Jesus Christ Superstar is based off of the biggest play ever, the gospel. I'm kidding. Well, okay, never mind. You know what? You know what I'm saying. I think.
Alright, so I was kind of conflating two things. So David Bowie stars in the original version film, and I believe, is it just the film, or I'm looking. He does play Pilate in the original Jesus Christ Superstar film. He himself, like David Bowie, hang on, I just had it open.
You know what they say, more David, more Bowie.
Made a album called The Gospel According to Tony Day. Ow.
Oh, it sounds like it started to rain over here.
Yeah.
I wish my Jesus Christ would be a superstar.
Oh, bye guys, gals, nobody.
Bye.